It is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show. Let's check in on Eastern Eyre football, which is back this weekend. Like all sport across country SA, it's great to have it back as well, and it's great to have Jarrad Sampson back, who's with us on the line. Sambo, how are you, mate?
G'day, mate. Yeah, the stop-start season, it just continues, doesn't it? But, yeah, good to be back on the weekend at half.
2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on. It's like a fly-in, fly-out job at the moment.
Yeah, really not sure if it's extending the playing career or making it harder, mate. So pre-season seems to start every second week this year.
Oh, I know what you mean. Before we get into the footy, first of all, crop report. How are things looking there on the Central EP? How's the crop going?
Nah, it's looking fantastic, mate. I've been very fortunate the last couple of months with the rain we've had. So, yeah, compare where we are now to where we were at the end of May, and it's chalk and cheese, mate. So, yeah, been very pleased with how things are progressing.
So, should be all done and in the bin by, in time to get to the beach. Which beach, east or west for you?
We head west, mate. Being a place to be.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that. All right. Crop report done. We'll get it in the bin soon enough, but let's talk about footy now and what decision Eastern Eyre came to in terms of what to do with the rounds that we've lost and what to do with the rest of the season. So what's going on?
So we just, didn't touch too much, mate. Left it as it was, and for each game we lost, we just split the points of the teams that were playing. So, yeah, seems to be the easiest way to resolve it. Kept it pretty simple and black and white. And, yeah, in terms of league medal voting, we've closed them off at the end of the second round just to keep it even for all. So it's just the easiest way to go forward, really, with the uncertainty around.
Well, I mean, that's probably the most contentious thing of the lot is to shut down the medal voting. But at the end of the day, I mean, there's no right or wrong way at the moment. Everyone's negotiating through uncharted waters at the moment. So at least at the end of the second round, everyone will have played everyone twice and get a pretty fair indication of who the best players in the competition were. I mean, it doesn't help those who have, come back from injury or the like, but gee whiz, whatever you decide is not going to be perfect, is it?
No, that's it, mate. It just, the view has taken to be the fairest way to sort of finalise that one, given we're in a 5-team comp and you have teams with buys each week. With the footy we missed, it was, probably viewed a bit unfair on the clubs that had the buys that missed out. So, yeah, we'll move on. Decision's been made, we accepted, and let's get back on the park this week.
That's what it's all about at this stage. 2020, and more so for EP 2021, has been all about just getting on the park and trying to stay there where possible. So if we have a quick look at the ladders, so that means rounds 14 and 15 to go ahead and then finals. So there's only 2 rounds to go before finals, is that right?
Yeah, that's right, mate. So pressure's on everyone scrambling to qualify players in the last 2 weeks where they can.
Well, that is true. And I mean, qualifying players is one thing, but I guess the other side of it is finals and who's going to make it. Now, I think most of your competitions are relatively clear-cut. And if we look at the junior colts to start with, for example, Cal can't make the finals now, but they realistically weren't going to anyway. I think they're 2.5 games back, so they haven't won a game this year. So the 4 was set pretty much anyway. Eastern Rangers on top, Kimber Districts, Ports and Central Eyre United. Now, Ports and Central Eyre could chop and change places, but other than that, it's pretty well set, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty well with the juniors, mate. That's sort of been locked in most of the season. So, that wasn't affected too much.
No. Senior Colts, different story here, where Central Eyre United now should be fairly well assured of a final spot unless something terrible went wrong from here. But Ports and Kimber have still got 2 weeks to sort out which one of them are going to go through. So Kimber will be hoping for a good win on the weekend, mate, just to shore it up because, it's all pretty tight. So a couple of runaways at the top there with Cowl and Rangers. But, it's going to come down to the wire to see where we end up. I think we draw both of them in the last 2 weeks, mate. So it'll be good for us to gauge how we'll go come first semi-final against one or the other. It's a bizarre-looking ladder, to be honest, that one, the Senior Colts ladder. I can't recalling seeing Kimber Districts down the bottom of anything at the moment. They are on percentage right now, so They wouldn't be liking that too much, but it is what it is. In the B grade, if we have a look at that competition right now, again, we see Kimber Districts, I believe, down the bottom, tied on points with Central Eyre United, and Cow are only on 8. So you three will be fighting it out for 2 spots in finals.
Yeah, absolutely. So it must win for our boys on the weekend, mate. If we can knock Kimber off on Saturday, it hopefully ensures us a spot in the finals. So, yeah, definitely a bit riding on this game for our B grade guys, mate. Hopefully got a few more back on the park and, can have a good hit out and get the win.
Yep. And we know in the A grade competition, the 4 is set and it is set in position. So the positions will not change. Although Cow, I think, mathematically can still plonk you guys out of 4th spot, can't they? No, they can't because they played 11 games.
Yeah, they've got the bye in the last game, mate.
Yeah, so they're done.
So no, the 4 in the A grade is what it is. So we'll be coming up against Ports 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. Okay. So you got Eastern Rangers, Kimber Districts, Ports, and Central Eyre United with Cow on the bottom of the ladder. That is in order for the A grade ladder, and that leads us to what will be round 14 of matches. So let's get into it and have a look. Central Eyre United hosting Kimber Districts at Warramboo. As we just outlined there, it's going to be a big game in a number of grades, senior Colts and the B grade in particular, but also in the A grade. I mean, you'd like to just fire a warning shot across the bow in this game, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd love to take it up to them, mate. We probably played our best game of the year. The last game we played Rangers, it wouldn't have pushed them all the way, and probably had 10 minutes of footy in the third quarter that cost us the game. So, yeah, it's good to have guys getting back on the park. Kimber likewise, they're slowly getting everyone back after missing a couple during the year. So it'll be a real test to see where we're at. Having a few weeks off probably hasn't helped the cause, but same token, every club's in the same boat, aren't they, mate? So
it's true.
It's a good test to show where we're at and, hopefully just get our bearings as we come towards the end of the year.
So going to be some gun footballers going at it from each club there, but there's a gun footballer we need to make mention, and before we do, we need to talk about the round that it is. It's a breakthrough round this round, round 14 in Eastern Eyre football. Now, tell us about the meaning of the round and the gun football to which I refer, what award he's won.
So this weekend on EP, Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation round. So Mentally Fit EP does a lot of work in this space. Leigh Montgomery does a fantastic job there. So, each league put forward nominations for their leagues, and clubs within the league, to acknowledge someone within the league that contributes to their club well-being, has demonstrated resilience, shows support for others in the club and league, and inspires others. And, the fella who's received the award for our league, he's an exemplary individual, mate. He's as good a bloke as you'll ever meet. You'll never see him without a smile on his face. So, Brooke Seal from Kimber has been awarded it from Eastern Eyre this week, and you could not find a more deserving individual for this award, mate. So, really, really happy for this guy as a mate, and when you see what he's done for his community and the wider community, it's a fantastic reward for effort, and really pleased to see someone like him recognised for his efforts.
Good stuff. Yeah, well done, Brooke, and thoroughly deserved, as you said. So, special round this one. The final fixtures of the round will be played at Cow. That's Cow versus Ports, and always a bit of a grudge match between these two, neighbours of sorts. And I think Ports probably go in as favourites in the A grade, clear cut.
You'd imagine they'll be going in pretty comfortably favourites. Obviously, Cow will depend a few on shift work, and last game of the year for their A-grade side, so I'm sure they'd want to go out in the high and jag a win for the year, so just to finish the year off. So have been competitive throughout the year, and as I've said each week, much like us, have pushed the other sides, just haven't put 4 quarters together. So sure, they're keen to go out and give them a shake, but Ports are also priming for finals, but they have had 6 or 7 weeks off now, so we'll see the impact a couple of months of footy has on them come the weekend.
Holidays, buys, then of course lockdown. So you're right. I don't think they've played a game since. I don't think they played a game at all in July, did they?
I think they've played 1 game since Mortlock, mate.
Jeez.
So what was that? 2 months ago?
Yeah. There you go. It's a long time off.
I think there's been plenty of golf happening down at course by the looks of it. There were a couple of good golf days down there. It's not a bad course by the looks of the pictures, but yeah, not sure the golf fitness is quite the same as footy fitness.
I reckon there's been a few extra cans heading down to the bottle depot there as well. Lots of, I guess, spring cleaning days down in the club rooms. Probably finding things buried up in the annex that they've had there since the 80s. But good stuff. Ports, yes, I think they'll win the A grade. Should be an interesting round of football in Eastern Eyre footy. And Sambo, good luck, mate. Look forward to catching up with you next week and talking about some results for a change.
Yeah, no, it should be good, mate. We'll get this weekend out the way. Really looking forward to hosting Kimber at home. We've had some pretty decent crowds at our games so far this year, so glad crowds are allowed back. And, yeah, it should be a good day at the footy. Hopefully we'll make the most of what it is and, yeah, back into it. Can't wait.